What's up, guys? My name's Dean. You would have seen the Ashes cricket trailer at the beginning of this. Big reveal. Obviously, last night we had sort of the teaser. Today we got the full thing. And we got some more details as well from Cricket Australia. We see that, you know, it's going to have fully licensed teams for both the men's and the women's cricket teams from Australia and England. So no other countries have been mentioned yet, if any. I don't think so. It's an Ashes game. But, you know, fully licensed Australian players. You can see here sort of the transformation of Steve Smith becoming, you know, an in-game image there. And it's going to be coming to the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC in November. It doesn't actually say PC's coming later. It does say in November, all in the same sentence. So I do believe they all should be coming at the same time. And I think we've seen some really cool stuff here. You've also got this big video from Cricket Australia. I'm not going to show you the full thing. I'm going to show you bits of it and leave the link in the description below. I mean, you know, it's Glenn Maxwell sort of getting geared up and then doing some shots to put in game. And not only does he, you know, practice a whole range of shots in the video, but you can also see him sort of showing like individual techniques of his teammates like Steve Smith. You've got his little fidgety sort of preparation. You've also got the, I think it's Peter Hanscom, his sort of individual preparation. He does them really well, Maxwell, as well as a bunch of other like random shots, freestyle shots, all sort of just weird little extras that you know, that are going to add to the realism. I mean, obviously these like individual techniques of Steve Smith and Hanscom, they're just going to add to the realism of playing as each individual player. It makes you want to, you know, you become that individual player, I suppose. The next thing we're going to look at is this Nathan Lyons screenshot. The caption here says, "Nice video game likeness, Gary," on the Cricket Australia website. Yeah, so as you can see, that is actually the Gabba in the background there, meaning there's probably going to be more licensed stadiums. I would assume that the 5 stadiums that are going to be used for the Ashes this upcoming summer will be licensed. So that would mean the Gabba, the Adelaide Oval, the WACA, the MCG, and the SCG should all be, like, I don't know if that's confirmed, but I would believe anyway that they would all be licensed going into this game that's coming in November. Oh yeah, that's the thing. It's coming in November. I was looking at maybe potential release dates. The first Ashes test is on November 23rd, which is a Thursday. Video games are typically released on a Tuesday or a Thursday. But in Australia, I'm pretty sure like Thursday's normally the go-to day. But I reckon maybe the 16th, the week before the Ashes, would be a perfect time to release a game in November. You never know how these things are going to turn out, but that's sort of my theory now, is sort of later in November rather than earlier, or even, you know, they could do the week after on the 30th of November. You know, it's still possible options there that could happen as to when it's actually going to come out. So this is basically going to be the next iteration of Don Bradman cricket, I believe. Reading just this article here, you can see all the customizations are going to be available there. So players, team, stadiums, logos, and match formats. So I think what this will add is it's probably going to be, you know, sort of, you know, Don Bradman 17.5 or Don Bradman 18 in a way where, you know, a lot of updates to it. You know, you've got the licensed cricket teams of Australia and England, but what you'll also be able to do is then, I'm assuming the academy is still going to be a thing, obviously with these customizations. You should still be able to download all of the teams that have already been made for Don Bradman 17. I'm not sure like how much the customization there will change. So the graphics would be fairly similar to that for those players and customizations. So you still should be able to do all that. And it also says that the career mode is still going to be a thing. So obviously it will be basically the exact same as Don Bradman 17's career mode. Just, you know, your goal is obviously to win the Ashes for your country. And I feel like that's going to be more of a focus than these other tournaments. But I still think it's going to be, you know, fairly similar to the last career mode, if not, you know, the same thing with some minor adjustments to it. I do hope that there's going to be another like Ashes game mode as well, where you can just play through the, you know, the 5 Ashes test matches rather than just, you know, the entire career mode, or you can just, you know, play a single match with mates or whatever. But I do feel like this is the next logical step in how things have been progressing for, you know, the Don Bradman games, and now the Ashes cricket games. After this, the next step would be, licensing more things, and we've already got the stadiums. It appears like we've got the stadiums. A lot of sponsors there have been sponsored. You can see on the Australian uniform. You can see on the English uniform. You can see all around the stadium. And there's a screenshot of Maxwell playing either the game or playing Don Bradman 17, because it is the exact same overlay as the previous Don Bradman game. And you can see as he hits this sort of reverse sweep to the outside, you can see there's a big logo sort of just planted there on the field to the right of where on the offside of the field. So as you can tell, big, just these minor tweaks and improvements that we can see coming, and I'm really, I'm looking forward to this game. I think the thing that will set this apart from Don Bradman games in the past is the individualization of those players that have come into the game now. Obviously, with player likenesses, you're going to have specific motions. I'm not sure if there's been any bowling stuff recorded. Whether you get Matty Wade behind the stumps to record an audio file of him saying "nice Gary." Like, who wouldn't want that in a game? But yeah, I just hope that each player that is in the game, obviously cricket, there's not a lot of players, right? Like per country. So there's only going to be, 20, 30 players that they're going to have to look at and say, okay, how can we make this player as much like that player in real life? So I hope that that's something that they bring, and it looks like they're going to bring that, especially with the batting, and hopefully with the bowling as well. But we'll obviously see as more things get revealed down the line. I'll leave the link to that Maxwell video in the description below as well. Leave a big thumbs up if you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.